What evidence presently exists that we still have evidence that you could consult of these changes in terms of documents, minutes? How do you uncover this?
Yes, and this is where the minutes of the Westminster Assembly are vital. This is where Chad's contribution to scholarship within the Westminster Assembly in the 17th century at large is it's hard to really give it due in the sense of its importance. You can make no pronouncement on the assembly without that at hand, those minutes. And it's not just the minutes. One of the great benefits that we have are the other documents that were composed by the assembly. Once again, an opportunity for understanding that Chad is really introduced uniquely in his edition of the minutes. Moreover, we can find other ways in which we can see the way the assembly engaged with one another, because discussions were not confined to the Jerusalem chamber. Sometimes they would break out into public, and the best public venue was the press. And so we would find works often being printed in which one assembly member is vying with another, or one group versus another. So this was another way in which we could, again, get a sense of what the dynamic was on the assembly floor.
Are you aware of any historical sources that at one time existed, but that perhaps have been lost or destroyed for various reasons? We don't have them now. That you really wish that you could have consulted?
Oh, I think without a doubt, there are an enormous number of resources. Interestingly, in 1650, John Milton, who was Secretary of State at the time, was given the task of creating an inventory of all the documents related to the assembly. Unfortunately, that's maybe one document I wish we had that's lost.
Wow.
Because we don't know what we don't know in the sense of what documents were out there. That would have given us a great insight. But we can certainly speculate about what other possibilities there are. One of them being certainly there were the books of votes, which the scribes would record who voted, who was there. A great deal of routine was rolled into those books of votes that I wish we had. Undoubtedly, the committee reports and the minutes of committees existed. Where those went, we don't know. But they almost certainly existed. Many of the original manuscripts we've lost. Yes, there's a whole library full of missing documents that would certainly give a great deal of insight into what we have thus far.